This is part 2 of my Instagram Q&A, so let's pick up from where we left off, shall we? What is your favorite book? Right now I'm trying to get through Angels and Demons by Dan Brown, and so far I really like it, and I can't wait to read the other 3 books, which is, I believe, The Da Vinci Code, The Lost Symbol, and I think the last one is Inferno, which I heard is really good. I haven't watched the movies with Tom Hanks in it yet, but I will soon, because I always, from experience, I know that the books are better than the movie in most cases. Since starting hormones, how has your sexuality changed, or has it not changed? What does it mean to you now? Sexuality has changed. When I first was assigned female at birth and I was fine with identifying as female, I identified it as a lesbian, even though I had literally no sexual experience of any kind. And I still kind of don't have any sexual experience of any kind, but I kind of shifted to being straight when I was a trans guy, to being bisexual, then heteroflexible, and it's basically shifting around. But right now I know without a doubt that my sexuality is demisexual, where I can't have sexual feelings or feel romantic feelings for someone that I don't really know very well. So when people start like hitting me up on Instagram about like how they like me because I look handsome, pretty, or whatever choice word they want to describe me in a positive way, I don't really feel any feelings, because for one thing, I don't really know who they are, like what their dreams are, what they hope to be. Hell, I don't even know what their names are, so it's like I can't really like you in more than a friendly manner if I don't know who you are as a person. What are all the piercings, tattoos you want to have, if any? Unfortunately, due to my Latino culture, I'm not allowed to have any tattoos or like piercings. I only happen to have this simply because I had my ears pierced as a kid, and I'm just taking full advantage of that. But I do want tattoos. It's just I'm kind of scared of getting them because like my parents are super conservative. Most Latino families think of that as like marking yourself as the devil. My mom thinks like if I get that, she'll be so disappointed in me, and also feel like she'll beat me up. So it's like I want some, but until I get out of this house, I feel like it's not right for me to have some, and I would like to not run into any problems. So it's more of like fear of my parents finding out that I have tattoos and actually getting them, because tattoos might hurt quite a bit depending on where you're getting them. But I do have quite a few ideas. I kind of want to get a Snoopy one, and I want to get a Pokemon one, I want to get a Digimon one. It's basically a testament to my childhood. I definitely want a Kingdom Hearts one, some Final Fantasy and all that, so I definitely tend to mark my body with reclaiming my past, so to speak. And of course there's going to be a wolf in there. Do you stay on minoxidil forever, like with T, or just a couple months and years? Minoxidil you don't have to put on forever unless like you're balding, you know, like Rogaine. You have to continue to put that on, because if you stop, you'll start balding again, and all the hairs that you try growing back on your scalp will fall off. But with the beard, it's not going to fall off, but you have to continue to use it until all the hair is mature. Otherwise the hairs that you grow minoxidil will fall right off eventually. So you can't just put it on for like a month and expect it to stay there, especially if it's just peach fuzz in the beginnings, because it will fall off pretty quickly before you know it. Where do you buy your needles and syringes, and what ones are they? I've been searching forever. I got tired of going to my clinic every time, because especially at this point where like I literally have like no free time to I barely have time to go to the gym, cook, and like get ready for the next day of work. So now I just ordered like in bulk a pack of syringes and a pack of like each type of needle that I use, because I use 2 different needles, one for drawing out the tea and then the other one to inject. And for drawing out the tea, I use a 21 gauge needle, and then I switch that out and I use the 22 gauge needle to inject. So like the higher the gauge, the thinner the needle. So the 21 gauge is so like it could draw out the tea, because the tea is a pretty thick liquid, and it takes a while for it to draw out of the vial. And also the 22G is basically, since it's thinner, it takes a little longer to actually push it through your muscle, especially if you do it intramuscularly. And if you inject it anywhere, it takes a while, so you have to kind of like leave it there for a bit and really push through to like inject all the tea out of the syringe, because sometimes it might be left over when you take it out of your leg. I actually bought it off Amazon, so like I put some links in the description below if you want to buy the ones that I use, but everybody's different and I'm doing it intramuscularly, so maybe for subcutaneous it might be a little different, might require different size of needles, so your results may vary with this. How long were you on T before you got your first chest hair? I'm 17 months, I'm still not a single one. I'm guessing that's what they meant to write. And I don't really know, because I was already hairy pre-T, so I guess even pre-T I was already hairy. Like, it wasn't like dark hairs, but it was like really thin peach fuzz surrounding my entire body. And even I already had arm hair, it's just not as condensed and thick as it is now. But as for chest hair, I've always had it. It just wasn't very noticeable as it is now. So your results may vary, and it also depends on genetics. So if the male members of your family or like immediate family aren't really hairy, you don't expect you to be this hairier either, because like my dad is hairy as hell, so is my uncle. My brother not so much, but he does have hair on him. I'm hairier out of everyone. I'm even hairier than my dad, because one time I put a tank top on and it was like, god damn man, you really gotta like start manscaping a bit. And he was talking about my arms, because I have hair literally eventually gonna cover my entire back of my hand. So that's how hairy I'm getting. So it really depends on genetics and like what you're capable of and all that. So for some people they might be as hairless as ever, and some people might get a couple of chest hairs, or some people will like literally break out and start looking like David Hasselhoff in terms of chest hair. But like I said, it really depends on genetics. How did your coworkers react when you were on T? My state made it illegal to protect trans people, and I'm scared to start transitioning. I wasn't working when I started T, so honestly, I can't answer this question. But I suspect they probably would have misgendered me a lot in the beginning, and because when I started Chipotle, I went by the name Damien, and then when I told them I was switching to Gabriel, they still kept calling me Damien, as if I didn't even tell them. And no matter how much I corrected them, they still never did. So honestly, I predict if I was working there pre-T, I would have been misgendered and dead named a lot. Do you have top dysphoria, and if so, how do you combat it, and do you plan on having top surgery? Do you have bottom dysphoria at all, or want any bottom surgeries at this moment? I do have top dysphoria, but however, I've been having sexual relations recently, and I honestly don't have a problem with people touching it or like pleasuring me in this manner for some reason that I can't even fathom. But the fact that like my chest is still there and I can't really see the results of my bench press do give me dysphoria at times. So like it's on and off. Sometimes I'm okay with people like touching it, other times it's like I don't even want to look at it, so it's kind of weird. But I know for a fact I definitely want top surgery, and if you guys saw my previous video, I've been struggling a lot with scheduling a date because I'm so close, yet it seems like it's so far. People or just the universe itself doesn't want me to have top surgery. And as for bottom surgery, I don't have any bottom dysphoria at all. I had sexual relations down there, and I honestly have no problem being penetrated or being treated down there as if it was just an enlarged, you know, mini dick, I guess you want to call it. And I honestly have no issues with down there. Someone went down on me down there, and it's been okay. I felt pleasure. I let people touch me down there. So honestly, I don't think bottom surgery would be in my future. And also, the cost really deters me as well. So honestly, the cost does not justify the reason for getting it for me. So honestly, unless it gets so much better, the technology for such a surgery, I would not get it. At this point, I would not be interested in pursuing bottom surgery, either phalloplasty or metoidioplasty. I'm not interested in either of them. And that, my friends, concludes my Instagram Q&A. I hope I answered everyone's questions, and if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Not all is lost. And I'm sorry it took me a while to make this. I kind of asked for questions around the beginning of April, and it's kind of like mid-May really, so I'm so sorry, but like work is really getting to me. In any case, I hope you found this video informative. Give it a like if you liked it, and if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Click that subscribe button. And as always, love you guys so much. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will see you all real soon.